Hello everyone, welcome to the series Famous Heroines in Shakespeare's Plays, and in this video we are going to discuss Ophelia from Hamlet. Introduction. William Shakespeare's Hamlet is a masterpiece of dramatic literature renowned for its complex characters and intricate themes. Among these characters, Ophelia stands out as a poignant figure whose innocence and vulnerability lead to a tragic downfall. As the daughter of Polonius and the sister of Laertes, Ophelia navigates a world dominated by men who manipulate and control her, ultimately resulting in her emotional and psychological collapse. Through Ophelia, Shakespeare explores themes of innocence, obedience, and the devastating effects of manipulation. Innocence and obedience. At the play's outset, Ophelia is depicted as the epitome of innocence and purity. Her relationship with Hamlet is tender and genuine, marked by mutual affection. However, her father's and brother's warnings about Hamlet's intentions cast a shadow over her love. Polonius, ever the schemer, commands Ophelia to reject Hamlet's advances, fearing they are merely the whims of a young prince. Ophelia, ever obedient, complies with her father's wishes, illustrating her passive and submissive nature. This obedience, while reflecting the societal norms of the Elizabethan era, also sets the stage for her tragic fate. Ophelia's innocence is highlighted when she says, "I shall the effect of this good lesson keep, as watchman to my heart." Act 1, Scene 3. Indicating her intent to heed her brother's advice and protect her virtue. Manipulation by Polonius and Claudius. Ophelia's obedience is further exploited by Polonius and King Claudius, who use her as a pawn to spy on Hamlet. In Act 3, Scene 1, Polonius instructs Ophelia to encounter Hamlet while he and Claudius secretly observe. This manipulation underscores Ophelia's lack of agency and the control exerted over her by the men in her life. Her passive compliance is evident when she meekly agrees, "I shall obey my lord." Act 1, Scene 3. This dynamic not only emphasizes the gender roles of the time, but also foreshadows the consequences of her lack of autonomy. Hamlet's rejection and Ophelia's emotional fragility. As Hamlet descends into madness, Ophelia becomes collateral damage in his quest for revenge. Hamlet's erratic behavior and harsh rejections shatter her already fragile emotional state. His famous line, "Get thee to a nunnery," Act 3, Scene 1, not only rejects Ophelia but also suggests that she is impure and unworthy, further destabilizing her. Hamlet's actions, driven by his own turmoil, inadvertently push Ophelia towards her breaking point. The death of Polonius and Ophelia's descent into madness. The death of Polonius, killed by Hamlet in a rash act of violence, is the final blow to Ophelia's sanity. Deprived of her father's guidance and protection, she is left to navigate her grief alone. Her descent into madness is depicted with heart-rending clarity in Act 4, Scene 5, where she sings fragmented songs and hands out flowers imbued with symbolic meanings. Her famous line, "There's rosemary, that's for remembrance. Pray, love, remember. And there is pansies, that's for thoughts." Act 4, Scene 5 illustrates her fractured mental state and the symbolic weight of her grief and memories. Tragic flaw, passivity and obedience. Ophelia's tragic flaw lies in her passivity and unwavering obedience. Her inability to assert her own will and her reliance on the men in her life leave her vulnerable to their manipulations. This vulnerability is poignantly captured in her final moments. The description of her death, recounted by Queen Gertrude, paints a picture of tragic beauty, her clothes spread wide and mermaid-like while they bore her up, which time she chanted snatches of old tunes. Act 4, Scene 7. This imagery underscores the innocence and passivity that defined her life and ultimately led to her demise. Commentary on gender roles. Ophelia's story serves as a powerful commentary on the roles and expectations of women in a patriarchal society. Her tragic end is a result of the pressures and manipulations exerted by those around her, highlighting the devastating impact of such control. Through Ophelia, Shakespeare critiques the societal norms that confine and destroy women who are unable to assert their own agency. Conclusion. In conclusion, Ophelia's character in Hamlet is profound exploration of innocence, obedience, and the tragic consequences of manipulation. Her journey from an innocent and obedient daughter to a broken and mad woman underscores the destructive power of external control and unfulfilled love. Ophelia remains one of Shakespeare's most tragic and sympathetic characters, her story resonating as a timeless reflection on the human condition and the perils of a society that suppresses individual will. So this was the discussion on the character of Ophelia from Shakespeare's play Hamlet. We will meet in the next video and discuss some other play. Until then, goodbye and thank you.